Prepare yourself for the most life-changing ad you've ever heard. livingproofnewyork.com. The full experience. Available on our Patreon. Yo, what up?
What's up, Angel?
Yeah, no, nothing, dude. Hyped to be here. So yeah, I've been thinking a lot about you and your life and the shit that you do.
Yeah.
And I see last time I was here, we were recording like kind of like your life and what you do on a daily basis on some like your skating and helping people out with skating and on the road to recovery, staying clean and doing all that.
Yeah.
And your life is really about, right now, it kind of seems like very intertwined with giving back to the shit that kind of brought you to where you're at. And big involvement in that is New Origins.
Yes.
So I just wanted to hear, I guess, first off, what is New Origins?
New Origins is a treatment center for addiction. So it's a treatment. It's a treatment center for addiction. And my boss Ron Hahn, he just opened up Into the Light, and that's for mental health. So we're doing New Origins for addiction, and then Into the Light for mental health. So, because there's a lot of people dealing not just only with addiction, but with mental health, and so it's cool. Yeah, dude, I went through the program, and I can't say enough about Ron Hahn and the whole staff. Like, they saved my life, and where I was just running amok, and like I hadn't been to a lot of rehabs. I think I went to one, two, three. So like throughout all my years of my addiction, and then my fourth one, when I came to New Origins, that cleaned me up. It was just the I always say it, dude. The love and the care that for everyone that walks through there. Like through the whole staff, everybody, the counselors, facilitators, the therapists. They just truly care from their heart. You know what I mean? And want the best for everybody that walks through those doors. So it just kind of like, I'm going to roll with this, man. And Ron is such a good dude, and he's got a crazy story himself. He was running the streets and addiction and alcohol, robbing and stealing, just doing whatever he can, running the streets in San Bernardino and stuff. And he was in and out of prisons, and he got out and started going to school and started getting into the treatment centers, and and wanted to do his own thing. And he's a professor at a college, teaches, and he's just to see him change his life and the way he holds himself for how crazy he was.
Yeah. From
just the stories I know and hear a little bit about. I was just attracted to that. So it was really fucking cool to like, wow, man, and he's so good with everybody. But I know he was crazy and he was wild, but just it's just like how he holds himself, just everything about him, his patience, he's not selfish, like just all that stuff was like, it was I was attracted to that. I was like, dude, I want some of that, like we became real close, and I like went through I graduated, I think it was like 8 months, and became a house manager. And then he got me a phone, and I kind of put a number out there for people that are struggling or just need help, whatever. If I could point them in the right direction or whatever, I try and do that. It's really hard to do it because it's a lot of people don't got, like, addicts don't have good insurance, so that's like the hard part. And I'm new to it, so it was like kind of like hard, that's the hard part about it, is like, if they got Medicaid or Medi-Cal, and
like a bunch of shit that kind of it does have a lot to do now because of the system with getting healthier, but realistically, like, it's just impediments, like it's roadblocks that are stopping them from getting into the program or getting the care they need because Medi-Cal or Medicaid.
Yeah, and a lot of places a lot of treatment centers don't take it. I mean, look at the home, and like a lot of those people that are on the streets, they got mental health, and they're in addiction, of course, and but they have nowhere to go, nowhere to get help, or they go to like somewhere that takes Medi-Cal. It's not like the best places, I'm sure there's some out there that are great, and I know Ron went through a pretty rough one, but he wanted it, so he got clean and sober, but we do got something in the works. I can't really say much about it, but we got something in the works. Hopefully soon, to be able to help people that don't have insurance, so, but I'll keep you updated on that. Yeah. And but that's the hard part of it. But so
basically, even if they want the treatment, sometimes it's hard because of just the insurance. And why would they have insurance if they're going through all this shit? Like, they might not have all the papers lined up, they might have all their shit together, so why would they have that?
Yeah, it's just like, I just got insurance. I haven't had insurance pretty much my whole life, Yeah. I've had Medi-Cal a couple times, but like, like a lot of, like I said, treatment centers don't take Medi-Cal. Like the good ones that like could really help you and care, that's the part that sucks about it.
Yeah.
But he does scholarship people. He does help people, and there's, I've seen times where clients have their insurance run out, and he ain't gonna kick them on the streets. He like, as long as they're doing what they're supposed to do and like want it, like he's not gonna kick them to the curb, and like push them out. He's not about them. He truly cares and wants the best for anyone that walks through those doors.
Yeah,
got the hugest heart. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't like. I really look up to Ron, and it was meant to be for sure. Me crossing paths with him, and it's pretty neat, man.
How did you initially become aware of New Origins? Because you said you tried three different rehab centers, right?
Yeah. So I pretty crazy. I was in San Francisco living with this girl at the time. I was in a toxic relationship, both ways, but I'll take like the majority of it. But she started figuring out what I was doing. I was getting real bad. And bam, Margera reached out to me. He's like, dude, come out here and fuck, get you away from the opiates and shit, But so he flew me out there, Pennsylvania, and I was running around there, and he was drinking, doing his thing, He doesn't do opiates or nothing, but we were partying, drinking, and so I was just like, wasn't getting clean, I was like still just jumping from something else, And I ended up finding fentanyl out there and speed, meth, or whatever. But I had been out there for like a month, and Tim Ryan, Bob Merrier, and Brandon Novak came out there. I think Steve-O Knoxville or someone were on the phone too. They were doing an intervention on him. They wanted him to get him help. And I just so happened to be there. Bam didn't at the time didn't want the help. And I know Steve-O was on the phones too, and Novak and those guys, Tim and Bob, but they're like, well, we know Andy's there and he's not doing too well. Does he want help? I'm like, fucking take me. I wasn't doing nothing, I was just blowing it. And they flew me out to Florida, and I did like a 30-day treatment center out there, Transformations, it was a good program. I did great, and I was gonna go back to San Francisco, and they're like, I don't think that's a good idea to go back into that environment that you were just in, and we'll send you out to Huntington Beach to this other program. And I went out there for like an outpatient, intensive outpatient program for like 3 months. I started working there or whatever, but I ran into some, it wasn't like it wasn't like mandatory go to meetings or work to like work recovery really, You did groups and stuff, but I ended up running some old friends and thought I could just use once. I did some, and I just got back into like fucking using again as I'm working at this fucking treatment center, hiding it, and my health is just, I'm just getting worse and worse, from being healthy to losing my fucking color of my skin, I was getting pale, losing weight, and trying to hide it, and it all crashed down on me. But my buddy Scummy, he's like a pro motorcycle rider. Like he was part of that Metal Militia crew. but I had seen him at like this event, and he was like, dude, I'm a big fan or whatever. I do this recovery podcast, and my buddy Ron owns this treatment center. Dude, you come out and speak. But I only had like 5 months. So I came out to speak, and I just started using, like drugs. So I went there and was high speaking to clients. And everyone was so happy that I was doing well, clean and sober. I was like, fuck, I'm using again. And I didn't want to like let people down. I felt like I was letting people down. So I was like hiding it, like denying it. But I'm standing up there talking to these clients, telling them I mean well, I mean, but it's not leading by example, like it's just not, it's not right, and so the relationship I was in, that it all came, it just exploded. And my ex at the time, she reached out to Ron and was like, hey, Andy relapsed, and he's like, well, tell him to call me. Well, I'll take him. I'll scholarship him. So I ended up, it took me a few days. I had to go get my little fix on, like do my thing for a couple of days. And then I showed up and went through detox. I was only on like a five month little run, so it wasn't too bad, but did a little detox and ended up going, like, because you stay in a house for 30 days where you just, it took you to the gym and did a few little things out to eat and stuff like that. But, and then they take you to another house and you start programming with like everybody else out of all the different houses that come to the treatment center. And I remember going to groups and sitting down next to all the clients. And there was like, because it had only been like 5 months, right? Like from when I spoke. I'm sitting down, there's a dude next to me, and he's like, hey, you're just here. You're up there at the podium speaking. And now I'm a client with them. I was trying to tell my story, about staying clean and sober. And then now I'm like next to him. Like he was still in the program, So it was like, that was hard. Humbling though, you know what I mean? Like it was hard to do, like it hit hard. So that was rough, but yeah, so I like I said, I went through the program, man, and Ron's amazing, New Origins, yeah, dude, I can't, for them to help me and switch like how I was, give me the tools and everything, to change my life. I owe them forever. Like I get choked up about it, you know what I mean? Like it's like I didn't think it was ever possible. I didn't think I was ever gonna get clean. I'm just gonna fucking run it till I'm dead, you know. And I caught the end of fentanyl, so I'm lucky. I'd definitely be dead if I was still out there, because heroin ain't even really around no more. It's fentanyl, and it's killing everybody. So the time, it was just all meant to be. Yeah. So yeah, that's my connection with New Origins, and I just got so close with Ron. He's just he's like someone I just like. I looked up to Jay Adam, like Jay and Jason Jesse and some of these pro skateboarders, and Ron's in there with them. Like I look up to him like how I did with Jay and Jason Jesse, like he's just a fucking amazing human being. Yeah. I just got the biggest heart and cares and helps so many people. I thought it was the neatest thing ever, so he's a big part of my life. He's like family, like he is family. Yeah. I'm close to his wife and kids, and I go and teach them to skateboard. I go and skateboard with them, and then we roll to the playground behind the skate park, and I chase them around and jump on the swings, go on slides. My old 52-year-old ass trying to chase these little kids around, but it's cool, man. Like it's rad, and they're like, I just love kids. They're just awesome to see them smile and laugh, and to watch them skate and teach them, like just having a good time. I'm trying to just like flip the person that I was before, like just being, I know I was a good person at times, but in my addiction, dude, I was doing some fucked up shit. Like my friends in San Francisco, like the skateboard company, like really helped me out a lot, and I was in my addiction, and I was still in front. They did so much for me, and to do them like I did, man, it's like they were there for me for so long, and then I go and steal from them, and like was being mean to other team riders, like just being a fucking asshole. And so I just want to change that, man, and just give back, and like just not be that person no more. And It's amazing, dude. It's fucking amazing.
I mean, you're doing good. You know, you're doing good.
Yeah, dude.
How long you been sober for?
I got like 3.5. So February 13th, I'll have 4 years. Longest I ever had without being like being in jail or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
like on my own. Like I could obviously go fucking the liquor store if I wanted, or
You don't do anything.
no, I don't do nothing.
Okay.
No, I don't do nothing. I'm clean and sober. Almost yeah. February 13th, I'll have 4 years.
That's amazing, yo. Congrats. Does it feel? Do you ever reminisce on just using, and does it how does your life feel now versus how it was maybe 4 or 5 years ago? How does it feel to like live day by day when you were so accustomed for so many years of using, and now you're not doing anything? You probably have a whole different style of life, whole different style of thinking, whole different style of everything. How is that?
I do, and you know what? I thought it would be hard. Like in the past, when I was younger, it was hard to get clean. If I went to jail or went to these couple programs, it was always on my mind. But I think, to be honest, this time around, dude, I was just so tired of it. I'm just so beat up, and I was, I'm 52, so 3.5 years, so I was 49, whatever. Like, I'm just getting too old for that shit. And I just thought I always had to be high drinking or something to have fun. And just by giving it a chance, and like Scummy was a big part of that motorcycle dude, because he had relapsed, and so we were in there together, and he got me to start riding motorcycles, and like we were shooting guns, and I would go skate and like doing stuff, clean and sober, and dude, I was having a blast. We were having the best time, and I was like, dude, this is fucking cool. And I wake up and I remember everything. I'm fucking healthy. Like I don't have to stress on like driving by a cop and them staring at me, because I get stared at a lot from the way I look. And fuck, dude, where am I need an escape route, because I was always doing something wrong. But now I can look them in the eyes, get pulled over. I got a license, I got insurance, I got a registered vehicle. Like I don't ever have to like fucking worry about nothing no more. I'm not doing nothing wrong, And it was just giving it a chance, and I think it was just easy this time, and it's also boundaries, like just surround myself with good people that are doing good things. I got my homie Gary, my sponsor Josh. Like these are just solid dudes that have been doing it for a long time, and they have been through some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And they do it. I'm like, man, they could do it. I could do it, And then when I got sober, like Steve-O reached out to me. I threw it through, like, dude, I'm proud of you. I had relapsed after that, but when I was clean for those few months, the 5 months or whatever, like he reached out, like, dude, I'm stoked for it, like, but that meant a lot. And we became friends. And I just talked to him yesterday. And so it was cool to get like fucking too proud. It was just a good feeling to be like, instead of like, oh, you motherfucker, you did this last night drinking, like you fucked with, or whatever, like the shit gives me anxiety now, confrontation. I was all about it before, but so yeah, I just think this time around it was just a lot easier. I was just so beaten down, that I just was over it, man. I needed something different. I just surrendered. I'm like, I'm gonna do, my way wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
And New Origins was just like, that was it right there, man. That was just like the green light to get clean and sober.
How old were you? You're saying that you used to think that it wasn't possible, that you'd never be clean.
Yeah.
Because you're using for so long. How old were you when you first started using? Like, what was the span of years?
I started smoking weed, I think, when I was like, the first time I think I was like in 4th grade. Like the neighbor was like, he was like, this is the 70s, so there's like some like neighbor. He was like a stoner hippie dude, and he'd walk by smoking weed. Like I was out my front yard, and I remember him giving me a little hit. But I was so young, I don't remember being high. But like 6th, 7th grade, I had like a babysitter. Like my mom, when she'd work, she was a bartender. Rest in peace, mom. So she was always working. And so I hung out with these dudes that were into punk rock and skating and stuff, and they would drink, do mushrooms. So like, I would say like 6th grade, I was doing mushrooms and smoking weed and drinking.
It's kind of heavy.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's like it's normalized, but low key, that shit's kind of heavy.
Well, you look back at it now. You look at kids now that are in
16 is crazy
like
young.
in sixth grade.
Sixth grade, yeah.
Yeah, you
How
know.
old is that? 11 years old or some shit?
Yeah, dude. Like
That's
I was,
fucking mad young.
and these dudes were taking me to punk rock shows, dude. I seen every punk rock band you could think of, because they were good. The guys that would look out for me, my mom knew them, you know. But I mean, I was partying, but like they weren't getting in trouble. We were just going to partying and going to punk rock shows and stuff. But yeah, sixth grade, you know, and like doing mushrooms. I remember tripping out and smoking weed. We popped some pills. I don't know. They're called robin eggs or something. I forgot what they were. Like some opiates or something back then. And then I got into like drinking, you know, and smoking weed and doing acid and cocaine. Then I got into like crank, like it was like before meth, like the ice or whatever, you know, it was like bikers made it or whatever. So I was doing that all through high school. I'd take it with me to school, and uh, so it was like pretty much my whole life. You know what I mean? And then
And so your
skating,
whole skate career too was kind of it
yeah.
was on that too.
And I could hold it together for a while, and then like I had some friends I grew up with in Santa Cruz that like started like getting into smoking. We would do coke, but they started smoking it. So I do that. Like when I come back from skateboard trips, I'd go say what's up to them, hang out with them, in between going on my skateboard trips or whatever, and do it with them. And then I remember one time one of my homies, I came back to hang out with them, and they were doing heroin, and I had broken my foot, so I had been like injured, you know. So I was just at this downtime, so I was just hanging out with them, and I started doing that, and I got hooked. Like as soon as I did it, I just kept doing it. Just like I smoked weed and drink and was doing blow and all the other stuff. But you get addicted to heroin pretty fast, you know. And I got caught up in that, and it just like stuck with me for like almost 20 years or something,
Wow.
you know. So it's just been my life. That was my life forever. In the middle, in like the prime of my skating, you know, like I fucking ditched out on Julian and Cardiel, these guys that I was Joey, these guys I was really close with, and picked drugs over fucking these dudes that fucking were my true friends, you know. It just snatched me up. Then I was just getting so fucked up, I didn't want to show my face to them, you know. I was ashamed and whatever. Then I started going to jail, come out, and I'd hit them up. They'd always take me back, like come skate, you know, like they were always there for me, you know. And then I fuck up again, dude. I had done it a million times with them, but they were always right. Like Julian, like I can't thank him enough, and Jim Thiebaud, these guys, like they just cared about me, man. Yeah, and I just fucking couldn't stay away from the drugs, man. It just fucking snatched me up.
Do you feel like those? Do you feel like someone using, or at least your personal experience using, while you're in the mix of it, and do you feel like that's even you? Like you now versus you then, like do you feel like this is the real you, that's another person influenced by this crazy substance?
Yeah, it started turning me even more into it. Like I was when I was drinking, I would like turn into an asshole. Like you know, a lot of people like loved me, but I just loved being. The skating was different back then. You know, it was just like I had my little circle of friends, and we kind of just stuck together. So we didn't really fuck with anybody else. You know, there was some, you know, but like we had our crew, and that was it. So like anyone that wasn't like into what we were doing, fuck you, I'd zero in on them and fuck with them. And
Yeah.
that was from the drinking, and then obviously when I started getting on drugs and had to start like stealing and you know what I mean, yeah, and then I'm lying to people, and then I just like disappeared from like my true friends, you know. So it turned me into like even a worse person, you know, like. But I know that wasn't really me, and I just always had to be crazy and wild, and I don't know, man, because I'm older too, I mellowed out, you know, and I'm just more open minded, you know, like fuck, man, I was a dick. Like people are just into what they're into, you know, like everyone's a skateboarder. Like even if they don't like skate the same way I like or terrain, whatever it is, they're still skating. They're skateboarders, man. They're doing it, you know. Like, but I would just fuck with anybody that didn't, that wasn't like how I liked it or was doing it, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, this made me into a bad person, man. Lying a lot, it was so many lies, and just like I'd disappear. Like I would like wouldn't even come around. I was just running the streets, just hanging out with sketchy people. But it was the lying that was, but and just not being a good friend, So yeah, it's just now that I'm clean and sober, like I just want to not be like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I would rather be friends with people than have confrontations and fucking give back to what I did from my past.
You are listening to Living Proof Radio, a radio show and magazine supported by Art Primo, a graffiti shop like no other that has been proudly serving the community from New York to Seattle and beyond. Mops, ink, paint, sketchbooks, markers, and much, much more. ArtPrimo.com. The highest level.
So the people you're working with, because I know you're involved in like a few different programs, right, with helping out. I remember last time that I was here, we were driving and you got some calls, people being like, yo, this and that, and you're kind of checking up on them. You're telling them like, what exactly are the programs that you're involved in, and how are you helping these people? How is it all the shit that you went through now playing a part of this, because you can really understand, you can really like, you can get where they're coming from.
Right. So that's from Ron giving me a number for people that are looking for help. But I get a lot of calls of just like, dude, I need some advice. Dude, I'm struggling, So I get a lot of those calls, like probably more than people wanting to get help. But or someone that's like, dude, I got sober because of you. But I get a lot of calls like that. So I just like, hey, man, like I just could give them my experience, some advice that what I've been through to them, if they got a loved one or if it's them or whatever, and hopefully like help them out, or if someone just needs a vent. Some people just call me and need to vent, and but it's I just don't wish it on nobody, you know what I mean? Like we're all humans, man, and just that road I went down is so dark. I just don't wish it upon no one. So, and I went out to New York with like Dopey, and I went out and told some stories with Novak. I try and just do little things or like podcast or whatever, like just share my experience and pass it on, and just give back, man. Just try and be positive and just do some good things, and like if I can help someone, I'm more than happy to.
What's your day-to-day life like now? What are you kind of consumed in?
Well, I'm just getting it back, man. I just lost my mom not too long ago. She just passed away, and my dad, my stepdad, but I called him my dad. So that put me like, I started like, it didn't like mess with my recovery, but I was isolating myself. So I was kind of like not going to new origins. I was just like, it kind of hit me. That's like the last of my family. I have no more. I got an uncle, Rick, that lives in Oregon. And that's about the only family I got left besides like Ron. And like, that's my family too now. But like my blood family, yeah, I lost so that one kind of like hit me. And I was just isolating myself, just hanging out in here, or like I'd still do my lessons and stuff. I did some traveling, but I was just kind of like keeping to myself. And Ron was just checking, like, you haven't been here in a while, like, I'm like, dude, I'm like, I always hold things in, like, and the best thing to do is talk to someone, So I started going back down there, and like, dude, I'm just, it's hard for me to do that, like, and he helped me out a lot to get, like that's just cool. Ron is, and everyone there, like, dude, we got you. Whatever you're going through, dude. Like, you got to speak up though. We can't help you if like with something if we don't know what you're going through. So I been going back there, and he had me facilitate a group the other night, and it was pretty cool.
What do you mean by facilitate?
Like for clients. So like we did like a process group so they could process, and like he opened that door if I want to do that. He's would let me do it.
Yeah.
You want to do it? And so I'm thinking about doing that. Just get more involved. You know what I mean? Like he kind of raised my spirits again. Like it light my fire back. And we started doing that Dear Andy. I do that Dear Andy, that advice thing. And he, I was doing them before, and it was like just crazy, like jail shit, fighting or set, whatever. It was just all wild advice. It was like advice column out, Dear Andy. But he's like, let's do one for mental health and addiction. And I'll do it with you. Because he's got so much good experience also and knowledge.
Yeah.
A very smart dude and has been doing it for a long time. So for him to want to do it with me, I was like, perfect. And so we did one. We put it out on my YouTube, Rip, Ride, or Die. And we're doing another one. And I'm just going to do them like twice a month. So like it's getting lighting that fire back for me again. But yeah, it was hard losing my mom and dad. That was like a tough one. That was all like, and then I got my son out in Tennessee. But yeah, it was like I was just kind of isolating myself, and that's not good to do, you know. So I've been trying to like go down to New Orleans and like just be more involved. And we just started a skateboard program with the clients. So Ron got them all skateboards, and we took them the other day, Thursday, to the skate park. Because that's like an outlet. They get to like take and do something else and learn something and get their mind off of whatever else they got going on. And some of these dudes have skated a little bit, could stand on a board, but some of them had troubles, but they all loved it. So I'm doing that every Thursday now. Me and my buddy Matt that works at New Orleans. So I'm trying to get more involved, like with the clients and stuff, and give back. And so it's like it's rad. So it's lighting that fire.
You never know too, because skating might fill them with passion. It fills a lot of people with passion,
Yeah, and like skateboarding, like like you do a trick, you don't make it first try. You fall and fall, and you keep doing it till you make it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That could help you with anything, getting a job. Like, man, they didn't hire me. Try another spot. You just gotta keep. Like, it just will help you in life in general, to like not give up. Fuck, you could do it. You just determination. Like, if you put your mind to it, you could do it. You just gotta put the effort into it.
Yeah.
So not only it's like makes them happy and get away from whatever they got going on at the center of their struggles or whatever they got going on, kind of like gives them a break from that. And then also could help them in life in general. Skating like saved my life. You skateboard. I seen you skate. We went and skated. You know what I mean? You ripped. You know what I mean? And that's a good outlet. Like like skating doesn't owe me. I owe skateboarding. Like I got to travel, meet so many amazing people, education. Like it saved my life.
We're at a point in like the skate scene too. It's pretty dope to see, at least for me, because like skating, the kind of like the media in skating prior to, in general, like this is my perspective, prior to this era, is like it's like very sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Like all the eras is like, from the way the pictures look, it's punk rock. It's badass. It's punk rock. It's fuck you. It's like even just the way that the person will position their body, doing a grind or some shit in a photo, you could just feel the fuck you energy.
Yeah.
Which is a part of skating that I was really attracted to.
Right.
And I think like, that style, that's like anti-establishment. I just feel this, right? But now it's like a lot of the legends who everybody in skating has respect for have grown up, and you see them advocating for a healthy lifestyle. You see them taking care of themselves, and that was not a part of skating. Like stretching, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's not a part of skating, but
we never stretched or went to doctors, like unless our arm was falling off or fingers or something.
Yeah.
Then you go to the hospital. You split your head open, you super glue. Like that's like. Stretching, like people go, like I go to the gym now. Like if you went to the gym back in the day, like your jaw, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that's how
I would do that. Clown people, you make fun of or whatever, fuck with people. And now I go now I want to be healthy and like it flipped. It was just a different era back then too. It was just like it wasn't on TV. We grew up skating, like went through the punk rock and skateboarding. It was like before rap music hit it and or whatever else, but it was more raw and like rivalries of like, oh, they're from LA, whatever, like different, they're from a different town, like, dude, this is our shit or whatever. It was just like, it's more friendlier now.
Yeah.
I like the old boys, but it's cool. Like, dude, people skate, people rip. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot more raw, and that's what attracted me to it. Was like, it was just anti everything. Like, fuck the cop, dude. Like, kick us out everywhere. We're gonna find somewhere else. Like, you know, it was like punk rock skating. Like, I love that. It was just the aggression of it, of just let it all out there. Just put it all on the table, you know, and get some. I don't care what anyone says. Well, it wasn't cool when I was doing it. Girls didn't like, you weren't getting laid from it, you know, like you fighting with the jocks at school. Like, it wasn't cool at all.
Yeah. No,
I was rad. I mean, I was cool. I loved that.
It's just like it's more mainstream now.
It's super
It's in
mainstream.
the Olympics.
It's a sport. I don't think it's a sport, but like, I'm not putting like it could go whatever direction. I still got like what I love, and the part of skating that was a big influence on me. Jay Adams, you know, like these dudes, Jason Jesse, like these dudes, like they love it because they love skating, whether they're getting paid or not, and they don't have to film or not. They're just gonna do it forever till they can't no more, and that's what I love. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's like it's all over TV. Like, yeah, it's nuts and whatever. Like more, it's cool. It's just not like my like what I'm really into or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
You got your own
pay
style.
attention, you know. Yeah, just like what I like, you know.
Yeah.
But like nothing against whoever, you know. But yeah, I just like that gritty, raw, like just go out and get some and just from the heart or whatever.
I think it's dope how much skating, you know, means to you and how much it's been a part of your life. You were showing us earlier your collection. You got binders and binders and tubs of just stickers of skating paraphernalia, photos, notes from whoever, you know, like framed, and it's a big part of your life. And I think it's cool how you're using that in your own way to give back to the community that, you know, needs help or needs something, and showing them, you know, your thing,
right,
in a way that can help them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, totally. Skating's been my life forever. I'll do it till I can't no more. My body's breaking down, but I'll still get what I can. I'm gonna get whatever I can that my body will let me. You know, everything that I showed you, like I've had this stuff since I was a kid. You know, like I'm a hoarder a fan of skateboarding. So like, yeah, I'm got to show you some of my stuff or whatever. It's just like means a lot to me. So it's been my life.
Yeah.
It's all I know. You know what I mean? Like all I ever really known was skating. That's all I cared about. Nothing else.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, dude, skateboarding's like, it's just rad, man. It's just I love skating so much.
How long did you skate for a living?
Man, I got away with it for like pretty much till my whole life, really. I mean, I didn't make tons of money, you know what I mean? But like, I didn't really have to work. I had like a couple jobs, like I worked at Deluxe and like little tiny jobs, but I really never had. I only had like a couple jobs really. Deluxe, I ended up fucking that up, but like that was shit. I was in a shipper or whatever, and then when I came through here, I mowed lawns. I did that. But I pretty much got away, like I got...
And now you're teaching skate.
Yeah, and then I host events sometimes. I get paid to, like, people fly me out to announce contests or events or whatever they got going on. So I got a little money coming from that. So I still got little things I still get money from, you know, from it. But I got lucky where I got to do it pretty much my whole life. You know, I don't got no houses or nothing like that. But I'm just like... I don't need much, man. I just need like a little hole in the wall, dude, and I'm good. And I'm okay. I got a little vehicle, I got a little money to go travel if I want, or get food, or do what, you know, just do little things I like to do. I'm all right. But I got away with it for almost my whole life, really.
No, that's
Besides
amazing.
when I got in trouble, you know, being locked up.
That's amazing, man, because it's fucking, you know, hard to make a living. It's hard to like work in what you like, because, you know, if you're like us or anything, and like what you like, sometimes it's not easy to get paid doing what you like.
Right.
So that's amazing. Like when I was maybe like, I don't know, 13 years old or some shit, you know, my parents would be worried about me because like all I cared about was skateboarding.
Yeah.
All I cared about was skateboarding, and like they come from, you know, different place, and they're just like, yo, you gotta worry about school, you gotta worry about you know, making a career, and like what subject do you like and shit. And I'm like, which one's your favorite? I'm like, there's no favorite. I fucking kind of hate all of them. I have no interest in this shit. Like, I'm trying to go skate. This one bowl that I skate with like my two friends, and I would tell them, obviously I'm mad young, and I'm telling them like, yo, I straight up feel inside. I'm 13, but I feel inside like I don't need anything else. Like I just need, if I can just get out of work and go to this spot, I'm chilling.
You're
I'm
good.
chilling, like, and that's what I feel like. That's not 100% right either, but I feel like if you got a real passion in your life, that's what it'll do to you. You could feel like, yo, I don't even need this big crib. I don't need a fucking big crib. I'd rather have a small crib and be able to do what I like to do, and that fills my life with meaning and passion. So I kind of feel like that's where you're at, because like everything said and done, like everything happened at the end of the day, you've had a life, and you have a life that is, you just do what you're passionate in. Like everything that you do has relevance to your life. You got a lot of people who, and not knocking them, you got to do what you have to do to survive, but you got a lot of people
Right.
who they work in things that have zero relevance to what their life is about, and like that's not really your case, whether it be helping out in New Origins or doing skate lessons or doing skate events or still skateboarding, working at Deluxe, whatever. It's all very relevant to you, and I think that's sick, and that's a goal that I hope to have for myself. Like I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to, like, I admire people who do that, and who it's like they're just being true to themselves regardless. And sometimes it works out really well, sometimes it's whatever, but you go through the motions, and like
Yeah.
I respect that, and that's what I want for myself. And I feel like what you're doing is amazing, because I know for a fact, after seeing last time on the phone, that you are genuinely helping the people that need it, and that went through, that are going through what you went through,
Right.
and the shit that you need, which is, like Ron to hear you out, a feeling like you have a community, Steve-O calling you. That's what you are to these people. You know what I mean? Like when you're calling them just to check in, like that shit, means something to them. So I think that's sick, and respect to you.
Oh, dude, thank you. Yeah, man, it's what makes you happy. You know what I mean? Like some people need to have fancy stuff or whatever, but it's truly, to me, is like what you're happy with inside, with yourself, what you're doing. Like I said, dude, I got a car. I get to go where I want. I could pay some bills, and dude, I could make the best out of food stamps. You know what I mean? Like than having $1,000 on me. I don't need that. You need money to survive, but like I could. What I've been through, dude, I could
Yeah,
make
yeah.
the best out of anything.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm totally happy. And the people I got in my life now is like a mate. Like if I was all messed up, Steve wouldn't be like friends with him, or like Ron wouldn't be in my life, or or some of the people that when I was doing bad, like wouldn't be talking to me again. Like it's cool. Like like as much as I did to Deluxe, like stealing from them, and like just being cancer to everybody there. Like I turned that place upside down when all they were doing was trying to help me. And Jim Thiebaud was like, called me. He's like, dude, I see what you've been doing, dude. I've been watching. I check you out here and there, and he's like, I'm proud of you, dude. Like, I tried to give him the boards back that I stole boards from him. And I'm like, dude, they're not my boards, dude. I'll give them back. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it, dude. I'm just happy you're doing good now. And that's cool. You know what I mean? Because I do feel bad for that stuff, but like, I just feel like, man, people could, like, if you make a change and an effort, people will forgive. You know what I mean? And if they're your true friends, they just want the best for you.
Yeah.
So like getting a phone call from Jim, like that meant a lot to me. Man, like I sat in his office, fucking strung out of my mind. Fucking crying. Like, oh God, you're crying, like, because it was hurting me that what I was doing, but I was just so fucked up, that I couldn't stop doing what I was doing
Yeah.
to them, now I look back, I'm like, man, dude, that's just not. It's horrible, for how much they did for me. Julian, like, very, very grateful for Julian Strange. Like as much as I fucked up, he was always there for me, and that's what's rad about Anti-Hero. I have so much respect for what Julian and Jim and Deluxe, what they do. Like, Julian got friends that he loves, like his little crew that he gets along with, and to get them to go travel with them, and they get to go skate and fucking make a little bit of money or whatever, but they're all together doing their thing. Like, it's rad. They're kind of, that's like why I love Anti-Hero so much, because they'll make the best out of it. They don't need much either. Like,
Yeah.
we'll sleep in the dirt, camp, tents, whatever, and skateboard. So, like, yeah, it's just, it's just a trip, man. Yeah, it's skating's rad, and it's crazy to be where I'm at today. You know what I mean? It's like I never thought I'd be like have my own little spot or whatever. And I can get more too. I'm not done. Like I want to get my rent this little room. I'm stoked, it's a little privacy, but I'll eventually get my own like little apartment, whatever, a house someday. Like I got those goals. But like I make the best out of anything now. Like I'm just grateful. Like the littlest things, I'm happy with. Like
100%.
and it's cool, man. Yeah, it's a trip. It's crazy. I'm grateful to be alive. Just like with all that fentanyl going around, and you see, it's just killing everybody. I'd definitely be dead if I was still out there using. Guaranteed. Or in jail or whatever. So. Yeah, just grateful today. It's a trip, man. And I meet when you reached out to me when I went out to New York, like just cool, like fucking meet you guys, like that's neat, like where before I didn't care about I don't know these dudes, like I don't need to meet these guys, like they're not my homies.
Yeah.
No, man, there's cool people everywhere, man. We're fucking all in this together, like. It's just I just try and look at things a lot different, man. It's a trip. But dude, like, I'm very grateful. Like, I lost my skating, in my prime, whatever. Probably some good things could have happened, for me. I maybe could have made more, whatever, traveled more, whatever it is. But it is what it is. I did what I did. I regret a little bit, of course, like a little bit, like, fuck, man, I could have been with these guys skating and traveling more. But I took the road I went down, and all I could do was make best of it now, better myself.
Yeah.
And like it's never too late, like care how old you are, like it's never too late to clean up. And you could, if you want something bad enough, you could get it. You just gotta work for it and put some time into it. So yeah, dude, it's like life is good. I'm like 100%. The happiest I ever been. It's a trip.
100%.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you once again for doing this, sharing your story. I hope that people listen. I feel like they're gonna relate, and I haven't been through what you've been through, but just I apply what you say to my life, and it helps me. So thank you for real.
Oh, dude, thank you. And dude, you could Angel and you and your friend, like you doing this, like if you want something bad enough, you could do it, man. You could do whatever it is you want. If you want it bad enough, you just got to do it. You know what I mean? Like, how you don't know if you don't try. So, like, it's rad. Like, you go and try, like, you flew from New York to go, you're living life. You know what I mean? Like, you're living it. People work every day and just go home and just sit and, like, they're fine with that. No, you can make some money, save it up, and book it. You only live once, man. So you got to live every day like it's your last, and have a good, appreciate it. You never know when your number's going to be pulled. You never know. Your number could walk out, however they say. You get hit by a bug or whatever, eaten by a coyote out here, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But, like, anything could happen, dude, and your number could be pulled, dude. I've had so many friends that, like, dude, they're gone, dude. Like, way too early, Like, get yours now. You know what I mean? Like, have fun. Like, live it, dude. Like, that's what it's about. There's so much out here to see and do. That's why it was always hard for me to, like, I'm grateful I had skating because I got to go and move around, jam around everywhere. Like, dude, I would break out in a rash, get sick if I had to clock in somewhere every day. I would lose my mind. Like that. I got to be moving,
Yeah.
I'm a wanderer, I like to wander and like, I just want to see everything. And, yeah, dude, like, I'm stoked you guys came out here. I'm glad we got to run into each other again. And, we got to stay in touch. I kind of went through my deal, but like, maybe we could get something going. And like we were talking before, like, I don't know, something to give back. I don't know, for us or something. And, But dude, I'm stoked what you're doing. I appreciate you coming out here. It means a lot.
Hell
you
yeah.
know,
No,
from New York,
appreciate it,
Angel, dude. That's sick. You know, because when I went out there, that's rad. You reached out to me and like got a new friend. You know, like it's a trip. It's a small world, man.
Small world, yeah.
It's we got to go out and skate and. My dipshit friend Lenny, remember Lenny,
Yeah, I
the tall
remember him,
fucking goopy motherfucker? Yeah, like he's moving here.
Oh, sick.
He'll be moving here. I think next month.
Dope.
I think I might fly out and drive back with him or something.
Dope.
But yeah, dude, like we had a good time out there. It was cool. You gotta come back again, dude.
No, we will.
Yeah.
Going to, but yo, thank you so much.
Oh, dude, thank you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Right on.
Peace.